Since I said stop saving in dollars and start investing in the Nigerian stock market, I've been getting questions like, should I also stop investing in the US stock market? Should I sell off my US shares? Should I sell off all of my dollars? Some persons have even asked, what other alternatives are there apart from investing in the Nigerian stock markets? In this video, I will be providing answers to some of these questions, and at the end, I will tell you alternatives to invest your money aside from the US stock market or saving the money in dollars. Hi, my name is Ogochukwu Okolocha. I'm a personal finance evangelist, and on this YouTube channel, I talk about money, business, entrepreneurship, investing, and anything that pertains to how best you can use the income you earn today to create transgenerational wealth. If you just found this YouTube channel, please hit the subscribe button, and I assure you that every moment you spend here would be worthwhile. Before I go ahead to answer those questions, let me remind you why I said you should stop saving in dollars. If you recall, prior to 2024, saving in dollars was essential because the Nigerian economy was very unstable and Naira was losing its value on a consistent basis. But in recent times, Naira has been fairly stable and in fact appreciating in value, and inflation rate has been reducing, or would I say fairly stable. So the advantage of saving in dollars, especially in the short term, is no longer there. Another reason why I said to stop saving in dollars is because the Nigerian economy is now very attractive and fairly stable to invest in Naira. Question you may have is, why exactly is Naira not losing value as it used to prior to 2024? Or why is the exchange rate dropping? First answer is that Nigeria is no longer spending money in importing petrol as it used to prior to 2025. And the reason is because of Dangote refinery. We now have local production of petrol, and that's what we've been consuming for a while now. This is not to say that importation has stopped completely, but it has reduced drastically. So the amount of dollars that will usually be spent in importing petrol is no longer spent. That dollars is now available to be spent in other areas in the economy. This is why some commercial banks announced recently that we can now use our Naira card for dollar spending, either online or via an ATM. Another reason is because Nigeria no longer spends as much as it used to on fuel subsidy. Some people argue that fuel subsidy is still going on. Well, I think it is to some extent, but not as much as it used to in 2023 and the years prior. Nigeria has to spend trillions of naira on fuel subsidy. Some of those money went to the pockets of corrupt politicians, but that money is no longer being spent, and this has reduced the pressure on the naira. Another reason is crude oil production. Fortunately for Nigeria, at a point like this, crude oil production has increased. The last I checked, Nigeria is doing about 1.5 million barrels per day. Now, let me provide answers to those questions you have been eager to hear. The first one is, should I sell off my dollars? Well, when I said stop saving in dollars, I didn't mean that you should sell off your dollars. I actually meant that you should stop converting new income in Naira to dollars. But if you're one that's had savings in dollars that you need in the next 6 months to 1 year converted back to Naira, you can as well convert some part of that money now so that you can invest it in Naira instruments or just save the money in Naira. There are some saving platforms that can give you as high as 28% per annum, which is quite higher than the current inflation rates. However, if that savings in dollars is not needed in the near term, I mean, you don't need it in the next 6 months, 1 year, 3 years from now, you can as well just leave that money in dollars, because it's always good to have a mix of Naira and dollar or even other foreign currencies in your investment or savings portfolio. Second question is, should I sell off my US shares or stop investing in the US stock market? Of course not. There's quite a difference between saving in dollars and investing in the US stock market. When you own shares of established companies in the US stock market, you can get returns as high as 50% or 100% per annum. You also get dividend income. And of course, investing in the stock market or owning shares of these companies is a long-term thing. So don't worry about current exchange rates, and in fact, if you can invest in both Naira and dollars simultaneously, please go ahead. The third question is, for how long will Naira continue to appreciate against the dollar? This is a very dicey question, and to be honest, I don't have the answer. But what I can tell you is that at least for the next 1 year, Naira will continue to range between 1,500 Naira and 1,700. I mean, that's good enough time for you to plan, isn't it? The fourth and the last question is, where else can I invest my money aside from the Nigerian stock markets? I get it that the Nigerian stock market is volatile. I mean, every stock market in the world is volatile. Prices of shares can go up today and tomorrow start going down. So if you're not one that wants to put all of your money into a high risk environment like the stock market, then you want to consider options like the FGN savings bond, which is a low risk investment opportunity. You can get started with as low as 5,000 Naira. The other one is commercial papers. This is a bit pricey. You need as much as 5 million Naira to get invested in the commercial paper. Commercial paper is just like bonds, but for established companies like Dangote, Boa Cement, Providus, and the likes. Earlier this year, we had some commercial papers even from commercial banks issued to the public to invest in. You also have money market instruments like mutual funds, the like of Stanbic, FBN Quest. We have seen them return interest as high as 20% per annum, and you can get paid your interest on a monthly basis or even a quarterly basis depending on the frequency that you like. And the last but not the least is treasury bills. So you can invest in treasury bills, which is also low risk, so you don't have to worry about the volatility of the markets. Once again, thanks for watching. I hope you found this video helpful. Please don't forget to hit the subscribe button, like and share this video. See you in the next one.